Hi guys, hope all is well. 1st of September, Nasdaq on all-time high. Business as usual, it seems. Continued push up this morning, really from the futures open. We continue to grind higher and higher. We have just stalled around the high briefly, but we'll just go through some levels as we come into the second half of the day, and obviously the US come into the market. I think if we can get a pullback to yesterday's high, that would be an obvious point where people will look for some sort of support. You can see yesterday in sort of lower volume trade, it worked quite well where you had that previous high, we pushed up, found some support before the next push to the upside. So keep a watch on that. Alternatively, if we do have maybe a bit more of a correction feel to markets, you've got an important point, which is probably more of a zone nearer that S1 around the 12,000 and sort of, not far off actually, the 12,000 handle. Those would be the three levels below where we're trading that I keep an eye on. For markets that are just lagging behind a touch, obviously the S&P you can see is closer to its high of the day than not, but not on the all-time high, so that's got a bit of room to go. You'd argue this level here, 35.13, an hour close above that with volume in its favour, would see a nice push. Just be aware of some of those highs that turned into a bit of resistance yesterday before the all-time high comes in around 35.24. To the downside, while I would keep a watch on the 3,500 handle, I'd also be really interested also with the sort of that Nasdaq if it's to come down to a similar level, but the S&P around 34.83. That's, I'd say, my line in the sand for the week where the bulls will be happy above. Below there, you probably see a quicker move to the downside. But as we know at the moment, downsides aren't too likely. Except the Dow Jones is, it's pretty much flat for the day. Couple of key points, obviously the high of the day, yesterday evening's high, one to keep an eye on, as well as the sort of open from the week. That will be a key point where the bulls will want us to get above. Yesterday's low, below where we're trading, very important level, zone, whatever you want to call it, around 28,330. Below there, I'll be looking at the 27th and the 26th of August to come into play. Bit of a trend line as well, potentially going to come in and around that low from yesterday. Keep a watch on that, very important, because below there you might get a further run down. The dollar is weaker, however it's pretty much unchanged in the euro dollar for the last couple hours or so. It just can't quite get through that high, but you're getting really nice price action every time we do break a high. You get a high, get a confirmation, comes back, support, high, breakthrough, confirmation and support. So X marks the spot where the bulls will be happy to take this on. Alternatively, of course, a break above those highs to the upside is on the cards. Quick look at the pound as well before we look at the longer time frame. Same sort of thing, where those previous highs have acted as support once, twice. So keep a watch on those should they come in. Having a look at this on the longer time frame then, as the pound, as we know, on the weekly and of course the monthly, broke that trend line, pushing on almost at the high that we had from the election. So keep a close watch on that. The euro obviously breaking the similar sort of trend line. There's a bit more room to go, and actually you could probably say down towards this area on the 14th of May. Real key zone is going to be up at that 122 handle, but we are coming into a bit of resistance. But how we finished last week and the month was pretty key, we have to say. Gold with some dollar weakness has pushed higher. Got a solid resistance area now at 1985, so keep a watch on that, I would say. To the upside, it's still got a bit more room to go before it can get above the key sort of 2020 resistance level, so keep a watch on that as well. Anyway guys, hope you all have a great trading day and a good rest of the week, a 4-day week for those in the UK. So I hope you are all refreshed and ready to go.